Hello everyone, this is part 10 of What If Naruto Traveled Back in Time and Changed, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Team 8 was finished with their morning workouts, and they were making their way to the Hokage Tower. Kurenai was attached to Team 10 for the week, and it was clear to the genin that Itachi missed the soothing presence of the red-eyed woman. Naruto, Hinata and Shino already had multiple conversations and planning sessions on how to set the two up. It boiled down to Itachi being too reserved and Kurenai being too fixed on traditional gender roles, which was strange since she was about female empowerment. The group guessed that she was submissive when it came to relationships. Before Team 8 entered Hokage Tower, an Anbu appeared in front of the group and bowed his head to Itachi. "What is it, Bor?" Itachi asked calmly. "Team 8 needs to report to the Hokage. An urgent mission request came in from Wave with a request for Blondie there." Bor reported to his old captain. "Message received, we will be there momentarily." Itachi replied and hurried his team into the Hokage Tower. As they entered the room, Hiruzen smiled. "Good morning, Team 8, just the team I was looking for. Naruto, a request from Wave came in for you and your mother, but your mother said you should be able to handle it." "Gotcha, old man. What's going on in Wave?" Naruto responded casually. "Naruto, you will show respect to your Hokage," Iruka yelled from the corner of the room. Naruto turned his head and glanced dispassionately at Iruka. "Oh, hi, Iruka. My relationship with the old monkey is my own. Please let him explain why we are here." Naruto's dry tone and complete lack of the sensei honorific shut Iruka up. "Naruto is right, Iruka. That is what he has always called me, and I rather enjoy it." Back to the mission, Kaisa sent us a request for assistance to deal with bandits and some missing nin. That makes this a B rank mission, and I wouldn't typically give it to a fresh genin squad. If you would prefer a jonin team, I could set that up. No need for that. We have Itachi sensei, and our team is not your standard genin team. Plus, that is my home, and we will have basic shinobi support from the first gen graduates. Itachi looked interested at this. "Naruto, Wave doesn't have its own shinobi." Naruto laughed at that while Hinata and Shino looked on confused. "Well, we Senjus are the protectorate of Wave. We funded a shinobi academy and trained up some teenagers and got the children started. Those kids should have graduated earlier this year." The Hokage adopted a firm look on his face and used his firmest tone. "Why did you not inform me that you created another shinobi village?" Naruto looked back at the Hokage blankly. "It is not a hidden village. It is a security force that has shinobi training. Maybe your intel is slacking without the evil old goat hiding in the shadows." Hiruzen growled, "Don't play word games with me, Naruto Senju." Naruto shrugged. "Last I checked they allied themselves with the leaf thanks to us Senju. If you have a problem, take it up with Tsunade. Can we get back to the mission? Are you going to send us or what?" Itachi bonked Naruto on his head for his rudeness. "I understand your hesitation, so why not send us with another genin team? Surely, I and another jonin sensei would be more than enough to deal with anything." Hiruzen nodded at this and inspected the genin roster. "Okay, Team 7 is free and they have been bothering me about getting a C rank mission." The Hokage smiled and looked at Itachi. "I would give you a chance to go on another mission with your senpai as well, Itachi." Naruto and Hinata groaned while Shino buzzed with agitation. "I think we would rather go alone, Lord Hokage," Hinata said on behalf of her team. Hiruzen edged an eyebrow at the young Hyuga. "Care to explain?" "Of all the rookie teams, Team 7 has refused every attempt we have made to reach out. Not to mention the Uchiha is a complete ass and Kiba is a horn dog while Sakura is pretty useless." Hinata broke it down in a bland tone. Her confidence and the way she spoke surprised everyone, including Naruto. "Well then, this will be a good opportunity for them to bond with their peers. Thank you for volunteering to assist them, young Hyuga." Hiruzen replied cheerily before placing his pipe in his mouth and waving the team out. "Okay team, I will find Kakashi. Be at the front gate, fully loaded, in 2 hours. Prepare for a 2-week or month-long mission." Itachi ordered his genin. 2 hours later, Team 8 was waiting alongside Team 7 for their jonin instructors to show up. Sasuke was scowling at Naruto with his arms crossed leaning against the gate. Naruto paid him no mind and continued talking with his team, who were rapidly worming the way into his heart. You know, Kit, I have come to like these two. That bug boy is most interesting. I was mad that you were feeding him my chakra at first, but it has had amusing results. Kurama said through the mind link. Yeah, that's good to hear, Q. Sorry I asked you to tag along for this mission, everyone. Naruto said through the open channel. Rias groaned, yeah, well it's not like we can be apart from you for that long. Plus, it will be good to see our friends back in Wave. Yosuke, are you going to rekindle things with Himawari? She is a great lady, but I can't exactly have a long-term relationship with her when we are living in Konoha. Yosuke answered. Sorry about that, Suke. I am still trying to find a way to push you guys into blood clones without completely destroying my psyche. Naruto's mental tone was pitiful. No need to apologize, Naruto. You have already done more for each of us than we could ever ask for. Yosuke answered. Yeah, big brother, at least you didn't just try to absorb us like you did with Yami. I have my friends because of you. Hikari's cheery voice filled his mind and brought a smile to his face. Yami is still here, Hikari. He is just a part of me, and I realized a long time ago that I needed him. I need each of you just as much, but by the time my soul healed you were each unique and separate. It just didn't feel right to take that from you. Naruto addressed his alters in a manner that brought a true grin from the kitsune. That is why you are worthy of being my container, Naruto. I am proud of the man you have become. Kurama said with fake sobs mixed in. At that point, Kakashi and Itachi appeared in front of the group and drew Naruto's attention. They inspected their genins loadouts and that was when Sasuke's condescending tone drew Team 8's attention. Sensei, why are you checking our loadouts when those losers don't even have their packs? Sasuke sneered, which drew laughs from Kiba and Sakura. Sealing scrolls, duck butt. Naruto simply replied as his team each held up scrolls. And all of our combat supplies are in these bracelets. So, anything else to say, duck butt, pinky and dog breath. This earned growls from Team 7 and they each turned their heads up at Team 8. Itachi bonked Naruto on the head and Kakashi cast an apologetic look over at Team 8. They moved out and had to let Sakura set the pace since she was the least physically fit. It was so slow that Team 8 each upgraded their resistance seals to at least get something out of the journey. Due to the slow pace, they were forced to camp out that night, which only served to escalate tension. Naruto set up and secured his tent, along with the tents of his teammates. He also set up a barrier around the camp to ensure that no unwelcome visitors entered their camp at night. They still had a watch rotation, but this night was the first night that Rias got up to something sneaky in years. When Naruto fell into REM sleep, Rias took control of his body and snuck out of the tent. She snuck up on Sakura, who was on watch, and cast a pleasurable genjutsu on her, illusion arts, land of dreams. Sakura fell into a wet dream in her position on the tree, moaning pleasurably and muttering Sasuke's name. Rias took out a permanent marker and got to work. Once she was done with Pinky, she infiltrated Kiba's and Sasuke's tent. After 30 minutes in control of Naruto's body, and a quick masturbation session to prank her original, Rias went back to sleep and released her control. The genin teams woke up and were eating breakfast. Team 7 was still half asleep and failed to notice the markings on their teammates' faces as they dug into eggs and bacon prepared by Naruto's clone. They failed to notice the stifled laughter of Kakashi and Itachi, or the full-blown giggle fits of Team 8. Finally, after breakfast and a chance to wake up, Sakura blushed and snuck a look at her Sasuke-kun. Sasuke, what's on your face? Who did this? Sakura darted over to more closely inspect her crush's face. She saw, duck butt, written on his forehead with a handlebar mustache that ended with arrows pointing to his hair. Sasuke looked incredulously at Sakura and noticed the marking on her face. Pinky was written across her billboard brow, or with the Uchiha clan emblem on the ball sack touched the corner of her mouth and on the other side was a chibi Sasuke. What's on your face, Sakura? Kiba looked up and broke out laughing. That was until he noticed the raucous laughter from Team 8 and saw Naruto pointing at him. Kiba took a kunai out of his pouch and inspected his own face as Akamaru whimpered. He saw, dog breath, scribbled on his forehead as a miniature dog was on the top left corner of his forehead with its leg raised. Little water drops were all over his face as they spread out from the stream that led to Kiba's mouth. Naruto was rolling on the ground laughing and praising Rias within his mind. It was truly genius and a hilarious prank, which he genuinely appreciated. Everyone within his head, Kami that sounded crazy just thinking it, was filling the mind link with their own laughter. Hinata had her back turned to the group, failing to suppress the laughter threatening to overtake her. Shino was audibly laughing, and his bugs were jittering rhythmically. Kakashi had excused himself from the campsite because he didn't want to further humiliate his own team, but Itachi had no such reservations. He walked over to Sasuke and poked him in the forehead with 2 fingers. You should always keep your guard up, little brother. Itachi chided him, which was the last straw for Sasuke. Sasuke roared out in anger and charged at Naruto. Naruto threw a hand to his team to tell them he had it handled. Itachi respected the call as well and watched his brother get thoroughly handled while sighing in dismay. Sasuke crossed the campsite at genin speeds and leaped into the air before spinning and bringing his right leg down into an axe kick. Naruto, who had long since stopped rolling on the ground in laughter, rolled out of the kick's path and used the momentum to kip up and land on his feet. Sasuke's foot impacted the ground and left small, spider web cracks at the point of impact. Sasuke looked up at Naruto and scowled deeply. You will no longer disrespect the Uchiha clan, Senju-s. You will fall under the might of the Uchiha. Sasuke roared before dashing at Naruto again. Itachi and Kakashi grabbed Kiba and Sakura respectively to stop them from entering the fight. The 2 cast betrayed looks at a Kakashi, who simply smiled and shrugged. Sasuke launched into a flurry of blows, making Naruto actually use his hands this time to deflect the flurry. The Uchiha had improved moderately and with the resistance seals activated, Naruto actually needed to fight the raven-haired boy. Naruto began threading counter-attacks into the taijutsu battle and each one clearly affected Sasuke in a significant way. The battle was clearly one-sided, but Sasuke's rage kept urging him on. As Sasuke's frustration grew and his body couldn't keep up with the blurring assault of the Senju's fists, he subconsciously began channeling chakra to his eyes. As the itch grew and another blow impacted on Sasuke's abdomen, he hunched over in pain and the world took on a different tone. The spittle dribbling from his mouth seemed to fall to the earth slower and Sasuke saw the world in more detail than ever before. As Sasuke rose back to his full height, he glared at Naruto who looked at him in an amused fashion. Congrats, duck butt, you finally unlocked your eyes. Of course, it was only 5 or so years after your brother, but congrats nonetheless. Sasuke didn't know whether to jump in joy or tear this impudent Senju apart limb by limb. A hand on his shoulder made the decision for him. He turned and looked into the firm, proud and compassionate eyes of his brother. That is enough, little brother. It was a harmless prank, and it wasn't actually Naruto. Plus, he helped you unlock your eyes. Let it go, we need to get moving. Itachi said in a calm but firm voice. Sasuke, skate, before turning his back on Naruto. You are lucky my brother is here, Senju. Next time we fight, I will end you. With these eyes, you can no longer defeat me. Naruto, sickened by the wry and condescending tone, decided he couldn't let him have the last word. Oh, really? Well, last I checked Hashirama never lost to Madara and spared his life twice on the battlefield. I am sure I can give you many other examples, but you aren't worth the words. Have fun with the marker, if I know the prankster, it will be there for 24 hours. Naruto returned to Team 8, sniggering in delight as Rias confirmed his suspicions. The conversation in his head was raucous and Naruto felt whole for the first time in a while. Hinata had gotten her giggles under control and Shino's hive seemed to have calmed down. Team 7 went to a nearby river and attempted to scrub the marker off their faces. Unfortunately it would prove ineffective in the face of chakra-reinforced ink that Rias preferred. After scrubbing their faces raw with no effect, Team 7 tried demanding that Naruto undo whatever he did. He told them they were stuck like that for 24 hours from time of application, which drew groans from Kiba and Sakura and a deep scowl from Sasuke. Itachi and Kakashi forced them to move out toward the new land bridge that linked Wave to the Land of Fire. The journey was awkward, and it was clear that the tension from the prank didn't help bring the two teams closer. Before they arrived at the bridge, a group of bandits dressed like pirates appeared in front of the genin teams. At the front of the group were two ninjas that Itachi and Kakashi recognized from the bingo book. The demon brothers were leading a group of 20 pirates, and they addressed the group. The land of waves is closed for business. Turn around, Konoha ninjas, or PSH. Gozu broke out in a fit of laughter, pointing his gauntlet at Team 7, whose faces were still covered in permanent marker. Mezu looked over and began laughing uproariously, followed by the rest of the pirates. Naruto sighed, he thought he changed this part of the timeline. Kami, what were these two worthless farts doing here? Oi, Gozu, Mezu, why aren't you two back in Kiri? With all the money I sent that red-headed beauty, she should have wrapped things up by now. Naruto got their attention. Mezu ed an eyebrow, who the hell are you, Gaki? And what the air you talking about? Naruto buried his head in his hands, deeply saddened by the implications of the presence of these two. Look here, dumbass. Last I checked, Mai Terumi was finishing up the rebellion. She should be the god-eye Mizukage by now. Since y'all are pretending to be pirates, I call for a parlay between Team 8 and your leader, who I am assuming is Zabuza Momoki. Everyone looked incredulously at the blonde boy calling for a parlay. Of course, they were pirates, and they must respect the tradition, but how in Kami's name did he know about Zabuza? Kakashi and Itachi each scrutinized Naruto, wondering why and how the boy would be connected to a foreign nation that had been locked in a civil war for the past decade. Gozu stepped forward and growled. How did you know our leader was Zabuza? How do you know so much about Kiri? Naruto shrugged. The land of waves is under the protection of the Senju, i.e. me and Tsunade Senju. During our stay here, we saved refugees and slaves from Kiri and gave them a home. I have been communicating with Mai for the last 3 years and using profits from my family business to send her funds and supplies. Now, I order you to stand down and honor the tradition of parlay. Gozu looked to Mezu and had a whispering conversation. The group of pirates stood in an awkward silence, not knowing what to do and grumbling about not being able to kill a bunch of brats. Meanwhile, Kakashi and Itachi were having a conversation between themselves, wondering exactly how they should move forward. We will need to go consult our leader. You can't get through the bridge anyway, it is blocked by a barrier. You will wait here, Gozu said. No, we will not. I made those barriers and as I stated, this land is under my protection. I will not be waiting for Zabuza's lazy ass because we have been traveling for the last day and a half. I will meet Zabuza here with 3 of my companions tomorrow at noon. That means he can bring you 2 knuckleheads, Ice Girl and himself. If he doesn't feel like listening, inform him that Mai will melt his balls off if he raises another finger to my people. The demon brothers made a nod with their head and the pirate group cleared the way for the 2 teams. It was clear that the brat knew too much, and they doubted they could handle him and 2 Jonin instructors. Plus, they knew pirates, even well-trained ones, were nothing in the face of 2 Jonin. Teams 7 and 8 just cast strange looks at Naruto before walking cautiously past the group of pirates and onto the bridge. Halfway onto the bridge, there was a guard station and Naruto saw a group of defenders sitting behind the barrier looking frazzled and nervous. When they saw the 2 Konoha teams, their shoulders relaxed, and smiles flashed upon their faces. Then Naruto emerged from behind Itachi and the guards cheered. Lord Senju, it is great to have you back. Lord Senju, thank you for responding to our call. Lord Naruto, thank you for protecting our people. Each exclamation made Sasuke drown in jealousy and the other genin look at him in confusion. Naruto returned the greetings and made sure that the barriers would continue to hold. It wasn't this barrier he was worried about, but the emergency barriers seal array sent it out of the police headquarters. If his guess was right, the seal had been active for days and would be running low on chakra. Thanks guys, and enough with the Lord crap, I am just Naruto. I will be heading to police HQ to talk with Kaiser, hang in there. The pirates should leave you be until tomorrow, but don't let your guard down. Naruto said abashedly. Yes, Lord Senju. The guards replied in unison, with smirks on their faces. Team 7 and Team 8 made their way to the end of the long bridge. Sasuke finally had enough when he saw the plaque at the end of the bridge. The Great Senju Bridge, thank you to the Senju clan for guiding Wave into an era of prosperity. We will always remember and honor your contributions. What the, Senju? Why is the bridge named after your family? Sasuke growled, which made others look at him with confused looks. Naruto sighed, really not wanting to deal with this bullshit. Look, Sasuke, when I fled Konoha and found Tsunade, we ended up settling down here. Let's just say we helped the place out and they were grateful. Now, shut up and follow me. Sasuke was about to retort, but it was shut down by Itachi and Kakashi. As the group walked through the town, literally everyone greeted Naruto and groups formed up around him. He drew so much attention that very few villagers even noticed the markings on Team 7's faces. Naruto greeted the crowds graciously as the tension that hung over the village immediately dissipated in his presence. It took 15 minutes after leaving the bridge for Team 7 to make it to the police HQ. Upon entering the HQ, Itachi let Naruto take point since it was clear that this was his home and his people. Naruto walked confidently to the main office of the building, completely unobstructed by the officers that were holding down the fort. He pushed open the door and allowed Itachi and Kakashi to follow him in. The sensei told their other genin to wait outside. Kaisa looked up from his desk and immediately broke out into a smile. Naruto, it is great to see you again, bud. We have some catching up to do, but why don't you have a seat so we can get you brought up to speed? The trio sat down, with Naruto in the head position. It is good to see you too, Uncle Kai. So, what's the damage? How is the emergency seal holding up? Naruto asked. Kaisa sighed, the seal is running low. Each of our shinobi and trainees have been meditating and rotating while powering the seal, but without your power supply they are at their limit. As far as damage, there were no lives lost in the initial raid but Gen 1 is still hospitalized. They were able to raid some warehouses by the docks and we lost a bit, but nothing too crazy. When they took their loot to the ship, we activated the barrier. Since then, they have set an embargo around our island ports and at the bridge. Kakashi whistled and Itachi asked a couple questions. Thank you for the summary, Officer Kaisa. I am Itachi, Naruto's Jonin sensei and this is Hatake Kakashi, sensei of Team 7. Do you know their numbers or projected strength? Kaisa shook his head in the negative. No, they used a mist laced with chakra to maintain the element of surprise and raid the warehouse. When the 10 members of Gen 1 confronted them, a single man with a massive sword nearly killed them all. Since then, we have confirmed 4 ships around the island. Naruto scowled before adding in his 2 cents. Look, these pirates are not what I am worried about. It is Momoki Zabuza, demon of the bloody mist and his 3 companions. One is an ice bloodline wielder and the other 2 are the demon brothers. Really not that much of a threat, but definitely too much for you to handle, Uncle Kai. Is your family all right? Before Kaisa could answer, Kakashi spoke in a disappointed tone. Naruto, I know you are strong, but you are nowhere near Zabuza's level. He is an elite jonin. Naruto looked to Itachi for support, which made the Uchiha sigh. Kakashi, trust Naruto. He can handle Zabuza if it comes to it. Kakashi looked incredulously at Naruto. He can what? Bullshit. Damn, I thought big brother figures were supposed to have faith in their little brothers. Look, Kakashi, I won't take him in a straight kenjutsu fight. I have so many tricks up my sleeve that I guarantee you I will win. First and foremost because he will underestimate me like you just did. Naruto said, attempting to keep his tone even. Ruto, why are you talking like you will be the one fighting Zabuza? Kaisa asked, clearly missing something. Because, rather than kill 20 or more people, I called for a parlay. It is likely Zabuza doesn't know the war is ending or the role the Senju and Wave have played in ending it. He went missing Nin 6 years ago and I doubt he is able to stay in the loop. I am hoping that I don't even have to fight the guy. Naruto answered. And you think he will honor a parlay? York asked, appearing out of the corner of Kaisa's office. Haha, York, who knew you would be a natural at the chameleon jutsu? I was wondering when you were going to show yourself. Yes, he will honor it. I already demonstrated that I know what tricks he was up to and who he was with. Damn it, brat, I can never hide from you. Anyway, can I go with you? York asked. Naruto looked to Itachi and Kakashi, but it was Kakashi that answered. No, while Naruto told us you were trained, we have not worked with you. At the very least we will be meeting with one of the 7 swordsmen and 3 Chunin level shinobi. Naruto shot an apologetic look at York. Look, York, Shizune would skin me alive if I brought you with and you died. You are paying for our services, so let me deal with this. York protested the decision. If she would skin you alive, what would she do to me if you were hurt? When have you ever been able to beat me in a spar? Naruto countered. Kaisa laughed and slapped York on the back. He has got you there. We didn't learn to access chakra until we were already adults. We have no place in a meeting of such monsters. Itachi was interested by this. Naruto, your academy taught adults. It is very challenging to awaken an adult's chakra. Not when your grandmother is the slug Sannin, Tsunade Senju, the legendary sucker and ultimate medic. Naruto laughed as he rattled off his mama's les. A look of understanding found its way onto Itachi's and Kakashi's faces. Kaisa and York agreed to let Naruto handle the meeting and told him that they would bring dinner over to the Senju compound that evening. Naruto left the HQ with teams 7 and 8 in tow and guided them to the Senju villa. The teams marveled at the beautiful villa that was being kept clean by a couple of the women that Naruto saved from Gato. Sasuke fumed in jealousy at the popularity and hero worship of the Senju clan on this whole damned island. He saw Senju crests flying over many stores in the town and now he sees the upscale villa that they owned outside of Konoha. It agitated his inferiority complex and put him into a truly foul mood. Despite the dark cloud hovering over Sasuke, the other genin were enjoying the beauty of the Senju villa. Kiba and Akamaru were working out some of their pent-up energy by running through the gardens and training grounds. Hinata was taking her time appreciating the garden and natural beauty of the island. Shino was looking for bugs in the garden and Sakura was hovering over Sasuke in an attempt to comfort him. Itachi, Kakashi and Naruto were discussing a game plan for the parlay session and coming up with contingency plans. Since Naruto was the one to call for parlay, and he was the elected representative of Wave, he would be the one heading negotiations. They were sure this would get a reaction out of Zabuza, but Naruto assured them that he could handle it. Their meeting was cut short by the arrival of Kaisa, Tsunami, York, Himawari and Yosuke, who Naruto had let out of the seal to spend time with his love interest. While the Konoha teams enjoyed a nice dinner at the Senju villa, two demon brothers walked nervously onto their leader's ship. In the captain's quarters, a massive man was lounging with his feet up on the desk and playing with a massive sword. There was a ninja in a traditional Kiri hunter mask standing at his right side and she tensed when the demon brothers entered the quarters. Zabuza scowled beneath the bandages that covered his face. What do you two want? Gozu stepped forward and bowed to Zabuza. Zabuza, we have come to inform you that two teams of Konoha genin have entered Wave. When we attempted to stop them, a genin named Naruto Senju claimed that this land was under the protection of the Senju. He also claimed that Mei Terumi and the rebels have won the rebellion and that he has been providing aid to the Kiri rebels for the last 3 years. He called for a parlay. Zabuza grabbed his sword with one hand and leveled it at Gozu's neck before scowling deeply. And you just let them pass. Are you a complete idiot? Mezu stepped to his brother's defense. He called for parlay. It is clear that he knows our ways and we couldn't refute his claims. Plus, I got the feeling that he could have dealt with us easily, not to mention the two jonin. Haku placed a calming hand on Zabuza's shoulder. Master Zabuza, I believe they did the right thing. If what they claim is true, we can return home. The only reason we resorted to piracy was to fund another attempt at a coup. If it is not needed, then we no longer need to live on scraps. When is this parlay? I will just deal with them then. Zabuza asked, clearly infuriated by the situation. The next day at noon, the genin of teams 7 and 8 were waiting at the guard post on the bridge behind the barrier. Naruto had used Kurama's chakra to charge the chakra storage attached to the barrier, which was greatly appreciated by the exhausted Wave shinobi. Naruto, Kakashi and Itachi decided to go to the parlay with just the three of them, to the loud protests of Sasuke and Kiba. Kakashi left a shadow clone to keep the genin in line, but ready to assist if worst should come to worst. Itachi, Kakashi and Naruto were waiting at the clearing in front of the bridge as a mist began to pour in from the tree line across from the bridge. Naruto didn't feel like dealing with the headache the mist would cause, so he took a deep breath and thought, wind style, great breakthrough, before he exhaled a mighty gust of wind that blew away the mist. The Konoha group immediately felt the surge of killing intent coming from the forest. Damn it, brat, couldn't you let me make my intro? Zabuza said while sauntering out of the wood line with his massive cleaver slung over his shoulder. While I can appreciate a flashy entrance, I don't trust you enough to let you have your mist, Momoki Zabuza, wielder of Kubokuriboko and master of the silent killing technique. Why don't you have your 3 tools join us? Yes, I can feel the ice user. Naruto stated calmly. Zabuza made a slight motion with his head and 3 shinobi dressed in various kiri attire appeared behind Zabuza. Zabuza stepped forward and stopped approximately 20 meters away from Naruto. What the is that on your face, brat? Everyone got into a position where they could see Naruto's face clearly. His eyes were shadowed in a deep, forest green with the markings descending from each eye in a fang-like pattern. On the center of his forehead, markings that looked like a giant tree were prominently displayed. Itachi gasped when he saw Naruto in his Sage mode for the first time, and he activated his Sharingan. There was a film of natural energy hovering around Naruto's body and the density of the energy inside his body was nowhere to be seen. The natural energy was shielding Naruto's chakra signature, as if he were protected by the Senjutsu chakra. Don't worry about it. So, Zabuza, for what reason do you attack lands protected by my clan? Naruto asked in a powerful tone that left no room for bullshitting. Zabuza looked incredulously at Kakashi and Itachi. You are letting this brat be your representative. Itachi cast an amused glance at Zabuza and Kakashi shrugged. Naruto didn't let the attention drift from him. I am Naruto Senju, heir of the Senju clan. For the last 7 years, these lands have been under the protection of the Senju. I will ask you again, for what reason do you attack my lands and steal from my people? Zabuza scowled, I don't negotiate with brats that aren't even out of the diapers. Very well, by rules of parlay, as the aggrieved party, I will set the rules of our duel. The duel will be a duel to first blood. Do you accept these terms? Naruto challenged. Zabuza barked out a laugh, very well, brat. Don't go crying to mommy when I cleave you in half. Haku, will you join Itachi Uchiha is presiding over the duel, please? Naruto asked loud enough for all to hear. Haku reeled back, clearly rattled by the fact that Naruto knew who she was. How do you know who I am? I have been in communication with Mei Terumi, who has been looking for your little group for the better part of 3 years. Once I beat Zabuza, I expect the pirates to vacate the oceans around Wave Country and you are to report to Mei Terumi. Zabuza, what do you wish for if you beat me? Zabuza pondered the idea, I will claim $1 million worth of food and supplies from Wave Country. Very well, Itachi and Haku, if you please. Naruto said calmly. Kakashi looked supremely uncomfortable when he saw Itachi walking forward as if nothing was wrong with letting a genin fight against a legendary swordsman of the mist. Before Kakashi could protest, Naruto put a calming hand on his shoulder and let some of his overflowing natural energy sink into Kakashi. Naruto gave his shoulder a gentle squeeze, winked and turned around to face Zabuza. He unsealed his mother's katana, Benihime, whose midnight black blade gleamed in the light and the bloody color red hilt promised blood to be spilt. Naruto took a ready stance with his left arm pointed toward Zabuza and his right arm bent and parallel to the ground at shoulder level. Zabuza saw the blade and gasped, that blade was legendary among swordsmen. Then he saw the stance and he suppressed a shiver that was racing down his spine. Kid, where did you get that blade? Naruto smiled menacingly at Zabuza, maybe if you beat me, I will tell you. Naruto closed his eyes and disabled all restrictive seals on his body, knowing that would be necessary to keep up with Zabuza. Zabuza smirked at the challenge, letting his bloodlust flow throughout his body, creating a demonic aura behind him. He flared his ki and was marginally impressed that it had zero effect on the boy in front of him. Zabuza cast a look at Haku, demanding that the duel be started immediately. Haku glanced at Itachi, who nodded calmly with a small smile on his face. Begin. Zabuza blurred forward with the massive form of Kubokuriboko held in 2 hands to his right side, ready for a diagonal slash. Naruto waited for the incoming swing before using Benihime to parry the blow over his head as he ducked the attack. Zabuza, undeterred by the parry, launched a knee at Naruto's chest and used the momentum of his sword to swing into a spin that would allow him to move into an overhead chop. Naruto saw the knee and pivoted on his knee before spinning around Zabuza and bringing Benihime overhead to redirect the downward slash. Zabuza's cleaver screeched as the momentum of the sword put Benihime's craftsmanship to the test. The momentum of the downward slash was too great and Zabuza felt a slash on his left calf. Naruto spun into a backflip to create distance from Zabuza before landing on his feet and slashing his sword to clear the blood from the blade. Haku stepped forward in a hesitant tone and began speaking, "Winner." Before Haku could say anything further, Zabuza flew into a rage and unleashed a flurry of slashes and swings at Naruto. Thanks to the enhanced senses granted by Sage Mode, Naruto was able to dodge and dance through Zabuza's attacks. As the rage and bloodlust clouded Zabuza's judgment, it also empowered him, increasing his natural strength and speed. Naruto's smaller body began to struggle to keep up with the increased pace of Zabuza's frenzied slashes. As Zabuza spun into another powerful spin attack, Naruto created 10 shadow clones around him and ducked under the slash, before phasing into the ground using Earth-style, underground projection fish technique, which allowed him to move underground and reposition himself. As Naruto was underground, half of his clones used their chakra imitations of Benihime to put pressure on Zabuza. Despite the clones not being as powerful as the original, 5 swords covered in wind chakra were a threat to a ninja of any rank. As Zabuza was put on the defensive for the first time in the fight, the 5 shadow clones began molding their chakra and weaving through seals. In unison, the clones called out, "Earth-style mud flow river." Immediately, the influence of a massive amount of Naruto's chakra on the earth around the duel immediately turned into a raging river of mud that swept Zabuza and the shadow clones up in its current indiscriminately. As the tall swordsman lost his footing and was encased in the muddy river, the real Naruto rose out of the ground next to Haku. "Since your master violated the terms of the duel, I am going to incapacitate him. I expect you to honor your end of the bargain." Before Haku could respond, Naruto blurred forward at intense speed and held out both hands, making guns out of his pointer fingers. He called out, "Water-style, water pistols," before he began peppering Zabuza with condensed, high-speed water bullets. Each bullet that missed made a sizable splash in the mud around Zabuza after penetrating nearly 6 inches. Each bullet that landed on Zabuza drew a groan of pain out of the scary swordsman and did real, internal damage to him. After receiving nearly 30 water bullets while being dragged toward the tree line by an irresistible muddy current, Zabuza's head slumped as he passed out unconscious. He continued his muddy trek until his body slammed into a tree. Naruto darted over to the tree and was forced to dodge a volley of senbon as he attempted to put a seal on Zabuza. "Stand down, Haku, I do not wish to harm you and I will not kill your master. If you continue this, my comrades will get involved and I will not guarantee your lives." Naruto barked in a no-nonsense tone. The timid girl halted her movements with senbon in hand as Itachi's blade rested against her neck. The 2 demon brothers were already in a precarious position thanks to a chirping, electricity-coated hand that Kakashi had pressed against Gozu's back. A tense standoff ensued and Haku realized that they were truly outgunned from the start. "What are you going to do to him?" she said in a resigned tone. "I am going to seal him in a stasis scroll that only Mai Terumi can unlock. You will take this unruly man and your pirates away from Wave and Fire Country. You will deliver him to Mai along with a letter from me. An uncomfortable stay in a stasis scroll is the least he deserves for dishonoring the terms of our duel." Naruto answered calmly, never breaking eye contact through Haku's hunter mask. "Very well." Haku sighed in a resigned tone as she dropped the senbon from her hand. Naruto proceeded to weave through seals before placing his hand on Zabuza's chest. Kanji spread from his chest in thick black lines and came to a halt as its influence sealed Zabuza into a stasis state. Naruto then took out a prisoner scroll and sealed Zabuza's body into it before he used his brush to place a chakra seal on the scroll. He sealed Kubo Kuriboko into a separate scroll and then walked calmly over to Haku before giving her both scrolls. "We will not have any further issues, will we?" Naruto asked. Haku shook her head furiously in the negative after Itachi removed his sword. "No, Lord Senju, you will have no further issues with us or the pirates." "Great," Naruto said with a genuine smile. "Now, please wait for me to write a quick letter to Mai." Naruto took 5 minutes to write a message to the rebel leader and create an incomplete communication scroll before he handed the sealed letter and scroll to Haku. "Thanks, Haku. Last I knew she was on Kombi Island just to the south of Kiri. If she finished up the rebellion, then my guess is that she would be in Kirigakure. Thank you for your mercy, Lord Senju. I will deliver this to her without fail." Haku said before her, and the demon brothers disappeared in a water shunshin. Naruto sighed as the last of his stored natural energy faded and the markings on his face receded. Kakashi stepped forward with a completely incredulous look on his face. Naruto, what the was that? How can you keep up with an elite jonin? Naruto let Itachi answer on his behalf with a tired gesture of his hand. Why don't you come to the morning and evening workouts and find out? I am sure my brother will act up, but in time it would be good for him. No way. The workouts guy has been raving about. No way, I am not subjecting my team to that. Plus, workouts are not enough for those kinds of results, Kakashi said. Itachi ed an eyebrow at his senpai. Kakashi, your team is by far the weakest genin team specifically because of those workouts. Before you raise a stink, try challenging any of the rookie teams and see if you win a single match. Spoiler, the answer will be no. At this point, even Ino Yamanaka would be able to match up against my little brother. Oh, please, Itachi-sensei, Ino would destroy Sasuke. I have been giving her lessons on the side. I told her that I would expect any potential wife to be strong and that seemed to do the trick. Naruto said while laughing internally. Kit, please make your mate fight the Uchiha. I want to see the look on his face. Kurama begged, with special backing from Rias and Hikari. Yes, little brother, I demand it. If not, I will take over again at night and get you in trouble again. Rias taunted. Sheesh, it isn't up to me. While I hate the bastard for his previous life, I don't think I want to break him that badly this early. Naruto thought back. Kakashi looked incredulously between Itachi and Naruto. You think my team is the weakest? Both of them nodded and Kakashi pushed his head into his hands. How much have you taught them? The better question, Kakashi, is what have you taught them? Itachi countered. Kakashi seemed to think for a brief second. Well, teamwork exercises, rank missions and we completed tree walking before coming here. Yup, your team is the weakest. Naruto said cheerily. Kakashi's look demanded an explanation. Okay, fine, every rookie has been equipped with resistance and weight seals. Weight seals are self-explanatory, but the resistance seals are the ones my father used to train his speed and internal resilience. Ino has had them on for 5 months now while Shikamaru and Hinata have had them for 7 months. Chuji and Shino have had them since they returned to Konoha, and I don't even need to explain Guy's team. Naruto explained. Okay, but that doesn't make that much of a difference. Sasuke is still a prodigy. Kakashi countered. Itachi broke down their reasoning. At the genin level, taijutsu is the most effective combat art due to lower chakra reserves and less potent jutsu. Speed and strength are key variables in taijutsu. Furthermore, Naruto's training includes mandatory weapon training, advanced chakra control, chakra reserve building, basic elemental manipulation and, rank jutsus of elemental affinities. Not to mention they spar against one another every day. I love my little brother, but his ego would be shattered if he were to fight against the other genin teams at this time. How about a bet, Kakashi? I am sure you have seen Guy and his mini-me had a complete makeover lately. Think you would fare any better against me? Naruto asked ILY with a smirk spreading across his face. Kakashi thought about it for a minute. Deal, but I get to choose the genin Sasuke fights against. As long as the genin attends my workouts and participates in our joint training, I am fine with that. Naruto responded. I will referee that spar. What are the terms of your bet? Itachi said in a neutral tone. If I win, Kakashi has to wear Guy's old outfit for a month. Naruto said without even needing to think about it. Kakashi's eye widened in horror. No way in hell. Kakashi sputtered out. What? Too scared your prodigy student will get put in his place against any of the rookies? Naruto taunted. Even on the off chance that the genin chosen defeated Sasuke, there was nothing in the world worth taking that bet. Kakashi would rather commit seppuku than wear that hideous outfit that he tricked Guy into wearing all those years ago. Your terms are unreasonable. There is nothing of equal value that I could possibly think of when Sasuke wins the spar. Kakashi answered, thinking that he had saved his reputation. Fine, you will wear Guy's old outfit on duty for 1 whole day. Naruto conceded. If Sasuke wins, I want the complete, signed limited edition set of Ika Ika with illustrations. Your grandfather is Jiraiya, so you should be able to swing that. Kakashi answered. Deal, Naruto said quickly while extending his hand for a handshake. Kakashi hesitated a moment, shuddered visibly, gulped loudly, then accepted the handshake, sealing the deal. Itachi bore witness and smirked deviously at the thought of seeing his old sensei in Guy's outfit. The Konoha trio made their way back onto the bridge. Kakashi's clone had tied up Sasuke and Kiba for insubordination. Evidently, they made a break for it and tried to join the fight when they felt the chakra spike. The clone dispelled, transferring its memories, when it saw the trio walking back down the bridge. Kakashi groaned and Naruto snickered when he saw the tied-up boys. At least the markings had faded by this point, otherwise Naruto would have lost it. The pouty looks on their faces, the screeches of Sakura and the annoyed look on Hinata's and Shino's faces were priceless to Naruto. What happened? Is the fight over already? Sasuke demanded from his seated position. Itachi walked over, bent down and poked Sasuke in the forehead like he used to do when he was little. Yes, little brother. The missing ninjas and the pirates have been dealt with. We will remain on the island and conduct patrols for the next week to make sure. Kakashi stepped forward. In the meantime, once patrols are completed, Team 7 will be training with me. Naruto got a devious smirk and elbowed Hinata lightly in the side. Hey Kakashi, why not join us for our workouts? We have plenty of equipment back at the villa. Kakashi, not wanting to demoralize his students before the Spar of Destiny, as he thought of it, answered Naruto, no thanks, Team 7 will be conducting their own elite training regimen. He was really hoping that the word elite would motivate his team. Kiba barked out a laugh, yeah, as if Team 8 could keep up with our elite training. Akamaru whined by his master's side. Shino spoke up, in a shocking turn of events, Kiba, your statement is illogical. Naruto has clearly demonstrated Team 8's superiority. Just because Kakashi-sensei uses the word elite doesn't make your workout elite. Hinata, picking up on where Naruto was going with this, added, yes, Team 7 has always refused to join us for workouts and joint training. I will bet my bow that Team 7 cannot complete the workout we will be doing tomorrow morning. Before Kakashi could interfere, Kiba and Sasuke exclaimed, you are on. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.